Hello there folks, Dan here from Organic Digital. Thanks so much for your company here today on this Facebook Live. We are talking about something a little bit interesting today. I want to tell you a quick story about something that happened to me last night as I was leaving the gym in rainy old Melbourne, and unfortunately the tiles just outside the gym, or the pavement, because it's been rather cold down here in Melbourne, a little bit wet. I slipped a little, so I nearly went A over T, for instance, and then thought, oh, that's not good, and looked at my shoes and realised that my shoes were a little bit old, and I finally realised that I had actually had them for a little while, so I'm in the market for a new pair of shoes. So no, this isn't a Facebook Live to say, do you have a pair of shoes that I can borrow from you? But I thought it would be interesting for me to document the process that I go through to making a purchasing decision. So from that first point that I think about, okay, I need a new pair of shoes, to all of the things and decision points and objections and things that I think about before I actually hand over my credit card or go in store or whatever it will be, which I'm not sure which it will be at the moment. To kind of emphasize and demonstrate something that we talk a lot about here at Organic Digital is the process that people need to go through to actually convert to what your final offer is. And now, purely because there is so much media out there and they're saturated with so much across their Facebook, Instagrams, Pinterest and Twitter news feeds, that making a decision is as longer as it's ever been, as in the steps that they have to go through, because they've got, at the end of the day, the consumer has the power. So that's something that we talk about when we lay out Facebook ad strategies and ad funnels, is that to take someone from the first point where they don't know you but should, through to the point where they actually hand over, whether it's payment or giving you their details, whatever the conversion is that you're trying to get. It's a really convoluted process, and there isn't any straight line that goes through there. It's people can come in at any different point, and different talking points around the offer that you've got can resonate with different people, and others can't as well. So what I'm going to be doing over, I'm not sure how long it'll last, I'm thinking probably from today through to the time that I actually buy a pair of shoes, might be a week to 2 weeks. I'm probably a little bit further along, and I want to document what I've and show you what I've done so far, and the decision process or the research process that I've gone through. And then I'm going to show you a little bit more around what to expect, or how we're going to document it over the next week or so. So I'm just going to show you my screen, and this is so the first place for me when I go through or when I think about something, and particularly something like shoes, is I'll go through to something like Instagram and I'll search a hashtag around. Sneakerhead made sense to me, just to see what the latest trends are. Like I said, my shoes are probably a couple of years old. They are similar to some of the pairs that you'll see here, not the high tops, but they are Nike. They're the Nike knits, like the Nike Free, so I find them really comfortable just to wear to the gym or go for a walk, or even just a casual Sunday or something like that. They're quite stylish as well. So that's the shoe that I'm kind of in the market for. So I've gone through to Instagram, and I've just searched sneakerhead and had a browse through some of the top posts and some of the most popular posts as well. And then I've also typed in hashtag Nike, because that's the pair of shoes that I'm looking for, obviously, to see what they've got at the moment, and to see whether there's anything interesting. So I'm looking for kind of a plain black and white pair, which I'm going to show you what they are at the moment. So look, that's what I did last night when I was just sitting on the couch. I just jumped on Instagram and I searched that. Now that's just me. Like for me, Instagram, because it's visually, it's very visually appealing. For me, I wanted to see what was out there. Now, someone else might go through and make a different decision, a different searching or research step. The first step might be to go to something like Pinterest. and search through some of the images that Pinterest has to offer. And this is more of the style that I'm looking at. So I didn't come to Pinterest, but I just wanted to show you the kind of results that you get. And these are that kind of knit style. These ones, similar color that I'm kind of looking at as well. And the reason I'm showing you this is because there are so many different points of entry that people might either end up coming through to your website or that you need to be present on, because all we can really do as marketers is just try to be present and maintain people's attention when they come to the point of purchase. So look, I've been a customer of a couple of these the stores that I'm going to search in a moment, and I get ads and emails from them all the time. But probably the last time I purchased from them, I think was ASOS. I think probably 6 months ago or something like that. So it's taken them 6 months until I've got to the point where I actually got an email the other day talking about it was the final clearance 70% off. So I was like, oh, well, maybe it's a good time for me to go through and have a look at what there is. So the other thing I want to show you and what to expect is once I go through these websites, if you haven't got this Google Chrome extension installed, it's called the Facebook Pixel Helper. It's interesting, one, to check that your Facebook Pixel's installed on your website properly. If it isn't, make sure you go to organicdigital.com.au/pixel. We'll show you how to install it there. But you can install this pixel, and it tracks not only your own website, but every website that you go through to see whether you're going to be retargeted with ads. So obviously some of the bigger brands will have it, and I've actually got some small independent stores that I want to compare how the bigger brands and the way they market to me compared to a small independent brand and how they market to me as well. So I can see here that I've gone through and I've had a look at some of the shoes. I've put in my search parameters. These are the ones that I want to actually look at purchasing, or these are the ones that I've had before. So I'm assuming they're the ones that I want to look at purchasing. Now, this could be interesting to see whether ASOS try to just simply push these pairs of shoes on me, or as in promote these pairs of shoes to me, or whether they'll look at some other ways to promote other shoes that they want to promote to me as well. So this could be interesting either way, but these are the Nike Free running shoes. So that's on ASOS. Now, the other thing I want to demonstrate to you is on the Facebook Pixel Helper. It hasn't actually loaded for them, which is a little bit of a worry. Unmatched products description. So maybe I won't get remarketed with a retargeting pixel, because what ASOS could do here is they know that I've viewed a page, and they also know that I've viewed this particular product, as in viewing content. But because this pixel hasn't fired properly, it's not actually going to let them know in their ads manager that I'm in the market for this particular pair of shoes. So they need to look at their website loading speeds for that. So that's also another good reason why you need to install that the Chrome Facebook Pixel Helper. So that's ASOS. So look, we'll see how that goes. I've just gone and viewed each of these products, and after this live stream, I'm going to go and add each of them to the cart as well to see, or actually I'll probably do a half and half, just to see how I get marketed to when I've browsed a product but haven't added it to cart compared to when I've added it to cart but haven't purchased, and whether they talk to me differently. So that could be interesting. And then we've got Amazon over here. Now they obviously Amazon isn't in Australia here at the moment, so I've got I'm gonna have to pay a fair bit of shipping for some of these here, but I've got quite a few different options here. Probably not the Nike women's. These were the kind of plain black as well that I thought really appealed to me as well. So if I have a look at their pixel in a second, which they may not actually have it may not fire on the Facebook Pixel Helper, because Amazon will have their own installation there as well, but they've got their own retargeting and remarketing methods here. So yeah, here are this is what I'm looking for, all of the different colors, the different options and styles. Yeah, so I'm expecting to get marketed a fair bit from Amazon here. The next one, let's just make sure I load all of these properly so they're all there for me. Now, the next one is another Australian one called The Iconic, which is a really big Australian online retail customer. And again, I've gone through and just filtered my search by Nike and runners, and these are some of the ones I'm going to click on. Might click on these ones actually. They're a little bit different, haven't got as high a top as those other ones. So I'm going to view those, see whether, let's have a look at the Facebook pixel helper for The Iconic once the page finishes loading. Whoa, look at all these pixels firing. Okay, so this is interesting. So they've actually got a couple of different pixels. I'd imagine one is for their main marketing and probably the other potentially for either an agency or someone else that's put their pixel on there as well. But you can see the different steps that I've gone through. So I've viewed a page. So every time you view a page on a website, the page view one fires. So that's fired properly. Now, segmentation. So this is an interesting thing you can do with the Facebook pixel, is that it'll segment based on the brand name. So it knows that I'm looking at Nike products here. So it's probably going to send me an advertisement for more Nike products. Now, the micro data, this is Facebook's take on Google Analytics. So if you missed our Facebook Live a couple of weeks ago on the new Facebook Analytics console, head to our blog and make sure you check out that blog post there. And again, that view content one, so its content type is a product. It's actually got a content ID as well, so they've got a Facebook product catalog uploaded, which will then, I'm assuming, send me a carousel advertisement, potentially, we'll see, based on all of these different things around the product and the brand as well. So that's some of the bigger brands there. Now this one looks like a smaller brand. I think they're based over in the UK. And I like this color actually. So I was having a look at these ones and trying to compare prices and stuff like that as well. Looks like, yeah, it's not a well-known store at all, but I went to Google and just typed the brand of runners that I was looking for, and then these loaded, and then these are the other ones that look pretty cool as well. I like this kind of stitching and stuff like that on there, so more of that knit style as opposed to the other ones are kind of just a plain black colour. So that's from Rebel as well, which is one of Australia's main sports stores over here as well. So, and if I look at their pixel, let's have a look. So theirs is pretty basic. They haven't actually even fired that I've gone through and looked at a product, the category that I'm looking at. So they've missed an opportunity there to be able to retarget me with a really targeted advertisement. Now there's some other ones over here. Foot Locker as well. Let's have a look at their pixel to see what they've got. View content hasn't fired, which is a bugger for them. So this is sort of why I'm talking about having everything set up properly. So when I go through and, if I'm obviously here on my desktop and looking at all my different options, but I could be anywhere. I could be probably most likely on my mobile, on the train, browsing home and sitting in front of the TV. Anything can distract me at any point. And I'm not going to have all of these tabs open as well. I'm just going to go one at a time, and I'm probably going to go through to whatever the top result was in the Nike shopping up here, and I'd probably just click on the top row or something like that. So, again, I ended up trying to go through and find more of an independent store. It's where I found that Sports Direct as well, which is this one over here. So look, there are a few different things that this might just be the first little step for me to do a little bit of product research and see what's out there. But like anything, I'm just going to act like I got distracted and see what advertisements I get served after the fact. And again, I'll go 50-50. So I'm going to add these ones to my cart, which is size 11, better select my size. And I'm going to do a couple of others as well. And see whether or not I get different advertisements there as well. I'm also going to sign up to, well, I'm already signed up to ASOS's email newsletter, and I'm signed into Amazon as well. So because I'm signed in, and they should be able to know what I'm browsing, so they should also be able to send me a targeted email as well. So it's all just about being front of mind when it comes to the point and I go, all right, if ASOS came to me and said, here's a 20% off voucher, I'd probably buy straight away. Or here's a reason why you should buy the Nike shoes, or here's some other styles to consider. They're all different things that might resonate with not just me, but every different browser out there and different things they're looking for. I'm looking for something comfortable that looks okay, but other people might be willing to spend a little bit more to have the latest style. Some others might be very active and might be looking for a more advanced technological type shoe and looking for something that's comfortable and can support them over long distances and for different types of exercises as well. So this is the start of a little exercise. I want you to, if you aren't already, jump onto Instagram, make sure you're following Organic Digital, because I'll be doing some live streams there as well as here, as well as posting some updates on Instagram stories as well. So make sure you're following us over on Insta, and you can see I'll take some screenshots of anything that when I head back to Facebook in a second, check out my newsfeed and see what's there. I might also have a couple in my inbox as well. But the main reason I just wanted to do this was I guess to show the process that people go through and why it's important to consider all of the steps that people need to take, and it's no longer just an A to B journey, it's more A to X, Y, Z, whatever it is, before they actually decide to purchase. So as a marketer, it's your role to make sure that you can try and deal with each of those objections and try to, I guess, predict each of those steps that people might have along the way and things that they might go through before they actually decide to purchase. So, like I said, jump over onto Instagram, keep us following here on Facebook Live for more updates over the next week or so. And who knows what pair of shoes I'll come up with at the moment. If you've got any suggestions, feel free to leave them in comments or flick me a message as well. Okay, have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.